So now we have a few minutes, so if there is any question that you would like to ask, please present yourself and tell us if you address your particular question to someone particular.
I live mine of the One Goal Initiative for Governance. I have one question and one suggestion. Actually, I have a lot more, but I'll come to you afterwards. So the question is, you mentioned legally binding instrument, but you also mentioned a standard. So which is it going to be? And the suggestion is when we think about the productivity of older people, we may want to put forth rather than, practical things like, I don't know, cooking or cleaning. We might want to think about providing wisdom for the others. Yeah, thank you.
I wonder if Kari, if you would like to mention something before we take the next.
Well, the only thing I can say, I tried in my intervention to say what specific issues should be covered. But there's a whole area that one should really explore. We're not, as far as I can see, talking about an instrument which would be simply for people who are out of active life. That's a totally different issue. It's important to see that we're talking about an instrument that would facilitate life for people basically throughout their lives, but with the specific issue of aging, focusing on that. But you probably would need to do quite a lot of preparatory work, and this was why I said that it's important that somebody puts something down as a proposal and so that a discussion can take place.
Thank you very much. Silvia, you would like to add something?
Complement a bit before Richard asks a question. A human rights legally binding instrument does create human rights standards. So there is no contradiction, does create at least minimum standards that creating human rights obligations that member states need to implement. And we are not only talking about the right to be productive or active, it's also those who cannot be actively involved or cannot work anymore or don't want to work anymore or don't want to, they also have a right to receive the adequate standard of living, a dignified life, and the right to care and support. So we are talking about being able to age with dignity, with rights throughout your life. And about the wisdom, I would like to say a word. Like the independent expert said, the older we are, the more diverse we are. So not every older person is wise. Like not everybody is, every child is this, not everyone is the same. So I will not highlight the wisdom. Yes, we have experience to share. We have a lot of life experience to share, but let's not put older persons all in one box, neither wise, nor active, nor productive, nor sick. Okay, it's the diversity, it's the heterogeneity that characterizes us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Silvia. Please.
Hi, I'm Stacy Drylara with Graduate Women International, and I'd like to thank all the panelists. It's been very enjoyable and also enlightening. I just have two things. One, when we move forward with the legally binding instrument, I would really like you to, for this day, to be on the record of asking for your support for the inclusion of civil society in that agreement. We've had the Summit of the Future recently, and being part of that pact was mentioned a lot. However, in the final result, there was a lack of the civil society, and it was geared a lot towards member states and private sector. So, and also for that, I'd like to just say that we would, as Graduate Women International, like to see a lot in the legally binding about lifelong learning. That's part of our mission. Learning doesn't stop when you're youth or when you're in your 30s or 40s, but there is a lifelong learning. So I just wanted to say that and thank you once again and thank you for the floor.
Thank you very much. Moldova, please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Ambassador of Moldova. Thank you very much for the interesting discussion and presentation impressions. And it looks like momentum is building indeed for discussing the instrument. Moldova is a country who just recently has adopted a program on healthy aging with the support of UNFPA. It's also, I mean, supporting the idea. May I ask perhaps ambassadors of Slovenia and Argentina, maybe others as well, how do you see the preparatory steps before reaching to discussion on the convention? If somebody drafts it, that would start a discussion. Before getting to that moment, perhaps there are also maybe some additional steps needed here in Geneva and the Human Rights Council. This event is one of them for sure. How do you see further steps to approach the moment? Thank you.
For the very concrete question, would you like to intervene?
Thank you very much for putting us on the spot. Obviously, we need to have a very strong political support of all stakeholders here present and others that are not with us. And that's why we are happy to engage so intensively with the civil society, with the UN organizations and other stakeholders that need to be a part of this process. We have been working, as the ambassador of Argentina has explained, we have been working for years within the Human Rights Council to build this momentum. And now that the open-ended working group, after 14 years of deliberations where the legal lacunes exist, what could be done, how should be done, after 14 years of discussions in New York, you know that Geneva is the place for action. So we will, as members of the group of friends and the core group of countries on the rights of older persons, together with all stakeholders, now after this Human Rights Council, come up with the best way to go forward. It has been incremental until now, and it will continue to be so because we really want the process to be done right. Yeah.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much for the question, because I think that very appropriate and it's an excellent opportunity, because for 14 years been profound deliberations about this issue, and well, they discovered that the specialized organizations are in Geneva. And as you could see, as we all see, that in New York, there are generic discussions, general arguments about many issues. But when the time comes that you really have to study, you really have to work on details and develop specific matters, I mean, they have to come to Geneva. So it's a new start. I think that we are receiving this in a welcome way, and we are ready to get involved with, as Anita said clearly, that we need the support of everybody. This is not a work or a job that one person can actually do or one country can do. This is a common task, and we must be all on board. And I think that this is an excellent opportunity to reinitiate a common task, and this is an excellent opportunity to express this and convoke everybody to go on board and navigate all together with this common objective. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. We are running out of time. We have 3.5 minutes. Yes, please, Ambassador.
Yes, I just want to add some elements because I totally agree that this is the momentum in Geneva. We received the expert on the group. She's convinced that the instrument should be development, and she worked in scientific evidence. We have the recommendation of intergovernmental working group. We have 14 years of experience. We have an excellent group of ambassadors here as well. And we have excellent examples as well of as the Convention of Person with Disabilities. This is a very good example of successful of protecting a specific group, and the standards are not totally different from the older person. So we have so many experience in the United Nations environment here in Geneva. We have ILO as a very good agency to protect any rights. So I think we need a political will as well. I mean, but the elements are around. So it could be a very good momentum. Thank you.